Welcome everybody to the amazing Kinetica convention in the catacombs of the University of Westminster in London. I just want to start by saying a huge thank you to Diane and Tony for getting together what has got to be the world's greatest gathering of polymaths and artists and inventors. So thank you so much. Who am I? This is an important question. It's been dealt with in two ways. On the one hand, there's been the kind of approach of consciousness and religion. And on the other hand, in more recent time, it's been approached by the scientific community. I'm going to start with a metaphysical approach to the self. And it's such a huge subject, but I think it's encapsulated beautifully in the Zen Buddhist Japanese approach with the concept of Satori. Now, Satori, or the not self, is an amazing thing. And it's that moment of enlightenment, of self-realization that comes from meditation, deep meditation. You find it when you've been up on a snowy mountain for 7 days with no food and no water and wearing absolutely nothing and digesting the cold. And you come to the sense that you're part of the universe, part of the world, that every single molecule in our body is connected to everything else. It is the aspect of the self that is at one. And I think on this one, I can't really go into it without giving credit to Sigmund Freud. And Sigmund Freud created the structural model of the human psyche, which was pretty incredible. Times might have moved on to some extent, but it dealt with the id, the ego, and the superego. I think, and what I'm proposing today, is that humanity has made an evolutionary leap. I happen to believe that evolution happens in leaps and bounds. Do you know, everything's in a steady state and suddenly there's a moment of absolute craziness. And I think one of those important moments was when, I don't know, 35, 100,000 years ago, some hairy ape kind of bent down, picked up some sandstone or some chalk, looked at the wall of a cave and went, oh, ooga, you know, and drew a piece of themselves. I propose that in the last 10 years, we've got to that point again. We live in an era where we leave this trail of information. There's a digital footprint wherever we go. In the modern lives that we live, we're leaving this gigantic resource of meta-information out on the broader cloud that represent in a fundamental way who we are. The reality is that we do exist way beyond ourselves on hard drives around the world. And what I would like to present to you are some of the identums which represent who you are. Take a deep breath and have a look at the information which is you, your meta-ego. What I'm going to do now is propose a formula to you. I am my meta-ego. So we are Generation Pi. We are the generation that have grown physically. Only a few years ago, the surface area of the human body was 2 meters squared. If you take into account the aspects of ourselves, our meta-egos, the aspects of our meta-egos that are on the server in China, the server in Minnesota, the physical expansion of ourselves, we've grown to be 500 kilometers squared. Each one of us in this world, in this space, somehow we've made as a species enough space for each of us to be the size of the Earth. We are Generation Pi.